to say frivolous because there's definitely, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think it's a good thing. It's definitely a plus, but I guess I never realized before how much you really have to take it with a grain of salt and really kind of still ask yourself, hey, does this seem like it rings true for me, or am I just being influenced by somebody out in cyberspace who has, a strong opinion about something and means to get it across to me, So anyway, it's kind of cool. Maybe give me something to think about. And I think that I need to really get in the habit of finding that kind of center again, whether I've always been interested in like trying to learn how to meditate, which I've never really put the effort in, but maybe it's time for me to do that, just find a way to check in with myself and kind of get back in touch with that inner voice that tells me whether something is good or like right or wrong in my own books. I don't really believe in right and wrong. I think it's all a matter of perspective, but for me, like, I used to have a lot more confidence in my own intuition to tell me whether something was true or not for myself, and lately I've just felt like I've lost touch with that sort of sense of inner guidance, and I'd like to get that back again. The internet is not the whole reason why that's happened, obviously, but it just kind of dawned on me on the way home. Anyway, I thought I'd share with you guys my thoughts. Some of it has to do with my relationship, which I touched on a little bit before, and I may talk about in the future more, just about my tendency to allow myself and my identity to become eclipsed by the person I'm in a relationship with, and how, that's something I need to look at, but that's for another video. But yeah, anyway, I just thought it was kind of interesting, little thought that occurred to me, and I wanted to, well, for one thing, share with you guys and maybe get some opinions on it, but also just document it for myself so I don't forget it. That's another thing that kind of worries me. I'm not even 30, and already I'm starting to be like, oh, I better record these thoughts or I might forget them. That's kind of scary. But you know what, then too, like, I think probably one of the ways to sort of gain more conviction in your opinions and your feelings is to voice them and to express them, and even just to hear yourself say them, regardless of whoever hears it or reacts to it and how they react or whatever, right? And maybe I just haven't been vocal enough lately with my opinions, because I used to really put a lot of value in expressing myself and my opinions, and lately I just feel like, I don't know, I'm not even really that interested in my opinions, so why would anyone else be? Which worries me. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to feel that way. But anyway, this whispering thing has actually been unexpectedly useful for that. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe things are just more interesting when they're whispered. But yeah, now the other thing I feel like I want to bring up is the anonymity of the whisperers, people who are making whisper videos there's a good chance that you guys, if you happen to find yourself on my blog, not that you necessarily would, but if you do, and you're reading things on there that you recognize from my videos, I mean, they may even be in some spots word for word, because, you know, I might just basically write about what I'm talking about here. And, like, for example, that picture of my cat that I put in my last video is on my blog, so if you happen to see it on the internet, you know, you'll be able to figure out, okay, well, WhisperSister is this other online persona as well. If you do, I guess this is just a request for you to respect my anonymity as WhisperSister. I mean, not that I'm embarrassed by it. I don't think it's anything to be embarrassed by, but it is so unrelated to my online crafting and things that I just, you know, I kind of want to keep them separate. So if you happen to make the connection, just